We gather for the 115th time in our organization's history to recognize our work and achievements in our community and elect the lay leadership for the next year. We will be recognizing Angela Flotkin and Bert Garland for their exemplary volunteer leadership. We will be honoring Jean Cavender, who is the Executive Director of Federation's Holocaust Museum and Learning Center, for her professional excellence, and electing our previous CEO, Barry Rosenberg, to the Council of Life of our organization. Of course, we will hear from our current CEO, Andrew Rayfeld, on the state of our organization. And we have a few other things going on, and we're going to try and do it all in an hour, and we'll do our best, I promise you. And I hope you will join me when we finish the business part of the meeting. I hope you will join me as we take the field and begin our 2016 annual campaign with 100 days to make an impact. It should be a memorable night. Last year, for the first time, Federation ventured off of the Millstone campus to hold our annual meeting. Though the St. Louis Cardinals had already been in existence for 19 years when the Jewish Federation began in 1901, it is safe to say that no one then would have imagined we would hold an annual meeting in the Redbird Club. Of course, there was no Redbird Club. The venue this year, just as last year, recognizes two facts about our community, both of which pose challenges that the Federation is here to meet. First, we are a diverse community living throughout our St. Louis region. Holding our meeting in this location sends a powerful message that our community is fully integrated with the region and that our own success depends on the vibrancy of our St. Louis region. The St. Louis Federation will continue to look for ways that are consistent with our mission to be partners in improving our region. That can mean working with BioSTL and the Danforth Plant Science Center to help them continue to attract business from Israel, which means new jobs in our community, over 100 new jobs to date. That can mean working with our state elected leadership to ensure the creation of an Israel trade desk that helps promote strong business relationships with Israel, not only advancing our mission of a strong and secure democratic Jewish state, but also combating the movement to wage economic war against Israel through boycotts. I would like to welcome our state and federal elected leadership who have joined us here this evening. We have Emily Romines, who's representing Senator Blunt's office. Emily is here somewhere. Thank you, Emily. And also Barbara Frazier, who's representing County Supervisor Steve Stanger. So, hi, Barbara. Thank you for coming. For us, change means sponsoring a college internship program for up to 20 college students in which the Federation partners with area businesses and nonprofits to help students with some St. Louis connection to develop themselves professionally while they connect as a group one day each week to each other and the Jewish community in a specially designed seminar. The Federation recognizes that the vibrancy of our own Jewish community is inextricably linked to the vibrancy of our state and local region. In addition to those just mentioned, I want to welcome some other key regional leadership to our meeting. Well, that was part I should have taken out. There's nobody else here, so we'll move on with that. The choice of this venue is also a tangible recognition of Federation's willingness to think differently and out of the box as we seek to engage a new generation in Jewish life. As our 2014 community study showed, on virtually every measure of engagement, we are seeing a general level of decline, from religious rituals to overall membership in synagogues and to support of Jewish nonprofits, including the Jewish Federation. Federation will continue to seek partnerships with the community to innovate on new ideas. This year we have opened JFACE, a Jewish Ideas Accelerator, and taken out space in Cortex. This follows what we learned from our Innovation Grant Program. And yet at the same time, we have to recognize that Jewish life has been around for 3,000 years. While much of that is a story of constant innovation, it is also the story of preserving a rich tradition of what works. There is no better predictor of engagement in Jewish life than whether an individual has had a day school education. And there is no better predictor of Jewish identity than whether a person is actively engaged in their synagogue. Indeed, we as a community must recognize the singular value of synagogue membership and involvement in forming, preserving, and transmitting the value of Judaism as part of a life well lived. We need to continue working even more strongly to foster healthy partnerships and make sure that the actions we take as a federation enhance and strengthen that work, not undermine it. In business terms, we have to strengthen the base and find new consumers. How do we keep the old as well as grow the new? In my view, we have to strengthen the existing infrastructure of our Jewish community by continuing to build a strong sense of shared community partnerships between the Federation and all of our organizations. Our beneficiary agencies, places like JF&CS, the J, Covenant Place, Hillels throughout our region, JCRC, the Jewish Light, and our day schools, have a historic relationship with Federation, and we need to recognize their singular service to the community. I believe that those relationships are quite strong and have been growing stronger in recent years. But it is now time to renew the collaborative partnership, and I have made agency relationships one of my top 2 priorities during my term as board chair. To that end, Andrew and I have already started meeting with the board chair and executive director of each agency because we believe that understanding the needs of our agencies and just listening is the first most important task. Of course, the beneficiary agencies of Jewish Federation will always have a special place in our community. But we also have to recognize that the strength of our Jewish community depends on the overall strength of the entire Jewish ecosystem of institutions, programs, and services. To that end, Federation has just inaugurated a new community-wide agency executives roundtable, a quarterly meeting of all executive directors of any Jewish organization in our region, including non-beneficiary agencies and synagogues. My other priority is keeping our community as safe as possible, given the threats that we face simply for being Jewish. We need to recognize that anti-Semitism is not going away, and its growth has been particularly troubling in Europe as well as here in the United States. To that end, Federation will continue to build on the infrastructure investments that we made after the 2014 attacks on the Jewish community campus in Kansas City. We've already made an investment in RAVE, a community-wide emergency notification system, because situational awareness is the most important factor to saving lives in a real emergency. We will continue to work in close partnership with the JCRC and the ADL to build relationships with our local and national law enforcement professionals. And we will continue to coordinate security reviews for all Jewish organizations in the St. Louis region. Community security is an example of Federation leadership. None of this work would be possible without the ongoing financial investments of you, our community. Each of you has played an important role in helping sustain our organization, enabling us to do the work we are doing. I do, however, want to single out Michael and Carol Steinberg tonight. As Andrew announced at our major gifts event last spring, Michael and Carol provided our community's leadership gift with a $550,000 investment in the 2016 annual campaign. That is an historic achievement. Yet it significantly understates the philanthropic work that the Steinbergs do. Their primary method of giving is through the Steinberg Family Foundation that is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. The impact of that foundation on Jewish life in the United States over the last decade and on projects that help thousands of people live great lives far, far exceeds even the gift I just mentioned. At our Federation, the Steinbergs' gift to the annual campaign is just one of many ways they help. Through his professional advice, for example, Michael has saved our community organizations, including the Federation, tens of thousands of dollars in overhead costs related to infrastructure. If you know Michael at all, you know he's a very tough negotiator. We are all grateful for this leadership and know that the philanthropy that you practice will continue to inspire generations to come. Finally, I want to acknowledge the steadfast commitment of our dedicated volunteers whose service has made our organization truly a community organization. And in particular, I want to thank the members of the Board of Trustees for their interest in engaging in our work, to the Board of Directors for their sensitive leadership and wise decision-making, and my fellow officers who regularly grapple with the top-level issues that emerge day to day. Finally, I want to recognize Michael Overlander's service after 5 years as an officer of this organization. Michael, where are you? Michael's back there. In case you don't know, Michael has decided to move to the dark side. Congratulations on your appointment as Chief Philanthropy Officer, and we all look for great things from your leadership as part of Andrew's team. Thank you very much. At this time, we would like to share a short video that celebrates a legacy of leadership and results of our Jewish Federation. Then Heschel Raskus will join us on stage to remember both Alan Essman and Sigmund Halpern, who passed away earlier this year.